John had already seen the throne of heaven. He had seen the one seated upon it, surrounded by worship. But then, John noticed something in his hand, a scroll. It was written on both sides and sealed with 7 seals. Then, a mighty angel announced, "Who is worthy to open the scroll and to break its seals?" But no one in heaven, on earth, or under the earth could open it. And John began to weep. Then one of the elders told him, "Do not weep, because someone had been found worthy, the Lion of the tribe of Judah, the Root of David." John turned to see the lion, but what he saw was unexpected, a lamb, and the lamb took the scroll. Then the seals began to break. A rider appeared, then war, then famine, then death, and eventually, the heavens themselves seemed to shake. These are the 7 seals of Revelation. But there is a question that has followed Christians for centuries. Are these seals describing events that are still coming, or are some of them already happening now? To answer that, we have to follow John's vision exactly as he saw it. The scene begins in Revelation chapter 5. John is standing before the throne of God. In the hand of the one seated on the throne is a scroll sealed 7 times. The scroll is not opened immediately. First comes a search. Who is worthy? No angel is worthy. No human being is worthy. No creature in heaven or on earth is worthy. And John weeps because no one can open the scroll. Then comes the announcement. The Lion of Judah has conquered. But when John looks, he sees a lamb standing, as though it had been slain. The lamb takes the scroll, and heaven erupts in worship. This moment is critical. The seals are not opened by earthly rulers. They are opened by Jesus Christ. And now, the vision moves into Revelation chapter 6. The first seal is about to break. John writes, "Now I watched when the Lamb opened one of the 7 seals." One of the living creatures says, "Come," and John sees a white horse. Its rider carries a bow. A crown is given to him, and he goes out conquering and to conquer. But who is this rider? This has been debated for centuries. Some interpreters have understood the rider as a symbol of conquest. Others have connected the imagery with Christ because of the white horse. But Revelation later presents another rider on a white horse, in a very different scene. So the identity of this first rider should not be treated as settled without qualification. What is clear is that the opening of the first seal begins a sequence of events that will become increasingly devastating. Then the second seal opens. A red horse appears. Its rider is given power to take peace from the earth. People turn against one another. The sword follows. Then the third seal opens. John sees a black horse. Its rider holds scales, and a voice announces the price of basic food. The imagery points towards scarcity and economic hardship. Food becomes precious. Survival becomes expensive. Then comes the fourth seal. John sees a pale horse. Its rider is called Death, and Hades follows after him. Authority is given over a portion of the earth to kill through sword, famine, pestilence, and the beasts of the earth. 4 seals, 4 visions. And with each opening, the world John sees becomes more desperate. Conquest, war, scarcity, death. But the 5th seal changes the scene completely. John no longer sees a rider. Instead, he sees beneath the altar the souls of those who had been killed because of the word of God and because of their testimony. And they cry out, "How long, O Lord?" They are given white robes, and they are told to rest a little longer. This is one of the most powerful moments in the 7 seals, because Revelation is no longer showing us only catastrophe. It is showing us faithfulness under persecution. People who refuse to abandon their testimony. People who suffered because they belonged to Christ. And their question is one that believers have asked throughout history. How long before God makes things right? The answer is not given immediately, because the 6th seal is about to open. If you believe that faithfulness to Christ matters, even when following Him becomes difficult, comment, "Stay faithful." And now, Watch what happens when John sees the sixth seal. When the Lamb opens the sixth seal, John sees a great earthquake. The sun becomes black. The moon becomes like blood. The stars of heaven fall. The sky appears to be rolled up. Mountains and islands are moved from their places. And people across the earth hide themselves. Kings, rulers, the powerful, the wealthy, and ordinary people. They cry out for the mountains and rocks to fall on them. Why? Because they recognize that the great day of God's wrath has come. The imagery is enormous, but what does it mean? This is where interpretation becomes important. Some Christians understand the sixth seal as describing literal future cosmic events. Others see prophetic and symbolic imagery communicating divine judgment. And others understand Revelation as containing patterns that have unfolded throughout history, while also pointing toward a final fulfillment. The Bible gives us the vision, but it does not give us permission to confidently label every earthquake, war, famine, or disaster in our own generation as one of the seven seals. And yet John's vision is not finished. There is one more extraordinary scene before the final seal opens. Before the seventh seal is opened, the vision pauses. John sees angels holding back the four winds of the earth. Then he sees God's servants being sealed. John hears the number, 144,000. And then the scene expands. He sees a great multitude that no one could number. From every nation, every tribe, every people, every language. They stand before the throne and before the Lamb. They are wearing white robes. And they cry out, "Salvation belongs to our God, who sits on the throne, and to the Lamb." This is important. The seven seals are not only a story of judgment. In the middle of the visions of catastrophe, John sees God's people, worship, salvation, and hope. Then the silence begins, because the seventh seal is finally opened. Revelation chapter 8 begins with one of the most mysterious moments in the entire book. The Lamb opens the seventh seal, and suddenly, silence in heaven. About half an hour. After the thunder of judgment, silence. After the cries of the martyrs, silence. After the earthquake and the shaking heavens, silence. John sees 7 angels standing before God, and 7 trumpets are given to them. The 7 seals have reached their conclusion, but the story has not ended. In fact, the 7th seal becomes the doorway into the next series of visions. The 7 trumpets. So, are the 7 seals happening now? The honest biblical answer requires caution. Revelation does not explicitly say that the wars, famines, diseases, or disasters we see today are individually identified as the fulfillment of the first 4 seals. Throughout Christian history, different interpreters have understood the seals differently. Some see them primarily as events associated with the first century world. Others see them as recurring patterns throughout history. Others understand them as events still awaiting their ultimate fulfillment. And some combine elements of these views. So, we should be careful not to turn every headline into a prophetic certainty. But there is something Revelation makes unmistakably clear. History is not outside God's authority. The scroll is in the hand of God. The Lamb is the one who opens it. And the story is moving toward judgment, redemption, and the ultimate victory of Jesus Christ. The question is not simply, when will the seals happen? The deeper question is, are we ready for the one who holds the scroll? John began by looking at a sealed scroll. Then he watched the Lamb open it. He saw conquest, war, famine, death, persecution, cosmic upheaval, and finally, silence in heaven. But the 7th seal does not close the story. It opens the door to what comes next: 7 angels, 7 trumpets, and another series of visions that will take John even deeper into the mystery of Revelation. If you want to continue this journey through the book of Revelation, from the 7 trumpets to the beast, the false prophet, 666, Babylon, the final judgment, and the New Jerusalem, subscribe to Wilderness Scroll and follow the series. Because the next chapter begins when heaven breaks its silence and the first trumpet is sounded.